Brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shemal Thumb by Shemal Shots and Sisters. It's Isupk Oakland Brotherhood class. We're going to be going on some scriptures in the Apocrypha today. We're in the midst of the last couple of days of the Feast of Dedication. So obviously that's what the main subject is about. But the beautiful thing about the scriptures, it always comes back to brotherhood. Brotherhood looks different, but it's always the same. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you try to twist it up, it's a level of brotherhood that you gotta understand is there for you, even though we ain't taught to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, make sure you pay your tithes at isupk.com. Make sure you subscribe to all ISUPK social media pages, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or going to the website isupk.com. Just make sure you do that. Let that be how you wake up in the morning, how you end your night. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Baruch chapter 3 and start with verse 1. We got a lot of verses. We're just gonna mainly stay in Second Maccabees chapter 6 and 7 today. So outside of that, I'm saying if a question come up, we'll answer it. If anybody got questions, we'll answer the questions. All right. Go ahead.
Book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 1. Lord Almighty, God of Israel, the soul in anguish, the troubled spirit crieth unto thee.
So first and foremost, you got to understand, like, this is about Israel. It's all said and done. This book is about Israelites. So the minute you know who they are, now you can deal with those people properly. White man been claiming to be an Israelite, but he don't fit anything in the book. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're going to read, and it's going to prove this can't be talking about white people. It's going to prove, these verses going to prove it's got to be talking about black people. It's got to be talking about Native Americans, Latinos, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be talking about us because we the only people suffering throughout the world that don't have a protection. You know what I'm saying? If a Latin man suffers, a Native American man suffers, who gonna support him? You know, the United Nations? No. The United Nations has already established that the way that white people are treating black people in America is genocide. Like, they know what's happening to us. So we don't get no protection. But you see something happening in Africa, man, they pray for this place. And they got all type of legislature getting done to help them. Ain't even heard about it since it happened. At least I ain't heard about it, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? But us, we suffer, like I said last time we had class, we know black people gonna die in 2021, and nobody's thinking about that. Nobody cares that we're gonna get murdered and no justice is gonna be given to us, you know what I'm saying? But that's why the soul that is in anguish and troubled spirit, it cries unto the Most High. And that's what you gotta understand. You gotta make your plea to your God, because everybody else got a God or a government. And you gotta reach to your God and figure out who that is. All right? Read verse 2.
Verse 2. Hear, O Lord, and have mercy.
Like, hear that soul, hear the brothers that's crying out to you for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and have mercy on them, on those people that we care about, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. Keep going.
For thou art merciful.
Because that's the Lord's biggest thing is his mercy. You know what I'm saying? And that sounds Christian because that's what you hear your whole life, but his mercy is the reason why we're not dead. You know what I'm saying? Mercy ain't, it's Christ. It's we should be dead, but he died for us. Like, that's mercy, that he would make sure that he let his son come and do the right thing this time. When he was Solomon, he didn't do it right. When he was Isaac, he didn't do it right. When he was Adam, he didn't do it, right. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do nothing special as Isaac, but I'm just saying he didn't do anything that could turn the Lord back to us. You know what I'm saying? And now when he came as Christ, he did what he had to do. And now we can sit here and say Christ is coming back to save us out of this hell that we're in right now. Go ahead.
and have pity upon us, because we have sinned before thee.
Like, have pity on us. We the ones that messed up. It ain't the Lord that messed up. We messed up. We are doing the things that he told us not to do. He literally wrote it. He got it written and translated into English. It ain't like it's in Hebrew, in ancient Hebrew, and you got to figure it out. The Lord was, in his mercy, made sure that King James got it translated from the Greek into Hebrew, so that even in America, we could read this book and be like, this is what God wants from me. This is what he don't want from me. So we the ones that aren't reading the book, and we sinning because of that. Let me say something real simple about the Bible. The minute you understand what you can do and can't do, your life is just easier, because you just operate like that. Like, I can do this, I can't do that. Bad. You just a soldier. That's what you become. It ain't spooky no more. You know what I'm saying? You just know, like, do this and don't do that. Teach your kids this, don't teach them that. When you get old, be like this. Try not to be like that. That's all it is. And we're going to read about an old man that did the right thing when we get through these scriptures. Keep going.
Verse 3, thou endurest forever, and we perish utterly.
Keep going.
Verse 4, O Lord Almighty, thou God of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites and of their children, which have sinned before thee, and not hearken unto the voice of thee, their God. Like,
the thing that's special about the scriptures is this ain't a pity party where we try to make ourselves look good. It's like, yeah, we messed up. That's why we in this predicament. We're not gonna act like we didn't do anything wrong to be here. It's our fault, but please have mercy and pity us and care about your covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob for my sake. Because damn, if you don't, we messed up. Keep going.
For the which cause these plagues cleave unto us.
The reason that we're in our situation is because we sin. The reason we're being plagued the way we're plagued now is because we just won't stop doing basic things. It's just like exercising, man. Don't try to do 100 push-ups the first time. Start with 20, man, and then do 20 more, and then do 40. You know what I'm saying? And over time, before you know it, you're just hitting 100 without even thinking. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we have to remember that these plagues is on us because we can't even do. We're taught to not even do the simple things. It's not even our fault. It's the Christian church's fault. You know, it's the Muslim mosque's fault. It's the Buddhist temples, wherever they are. It's the Jewish synagogue's fault for us being the way we are. Were it not for them, could nobody claim to be us? You know what I'm saying? Why do people want to be black so bad that they'll make everybody white just so they can be us? You know, there's something wrong here when we have to find out our identity. But every other damn nation on earth knows exactly who they are. You know what I'm saying? And then they get mad when we finally do find it.
Right.
Keep going.
Verse 5. Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon the power in thy name now at this time.
Like, we don't really want the Lord to remember how we was like crucified Christ. We have no king but Caesar. Like don't remember what we did in our former life. Let's focus on right now with what's happening to us right here in 2020. Right here in 2021, I want to do a video. I'm gonna try to. I'm probably gonna still try to do it, but I want to do a video on the first murder of this year, the first known murder this year, all the way to now, and just see how horrible that is in 1 year. And I want all of them, blacks, Latins, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even if they didn't die, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could teach a whole class just naming the situation and what happened. And then I can show you a 3-minute video of a white man driving off after he threatened two cops, and threatened to shoot their dog. You know what I'm saying? But what happens to us, man, it's not about focusing on the negative all the time. You just got to recognize that the negativity is only happening to you. It ain't happening to nobody else. So you got to point it out. Otherwise, you're going to be you're mentally going to be like, well, that's just the way it is. It's not. You're not supposed to. I'm supposed to see y'all until the day I die, until the day you die, or unless some accident happens. But it ain't supposed to be as a black man, I might not see this brother, next week because he black. Like, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 6. Thou art the Lord our God. In thee, O Lord, will we praise.
You know what I'm saying? We got to just remember that the Most High is our power. Keep going.
Verse 7. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name,
right,
and praise thee in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee.
So, the fear of the Most High is to know that because we didn't do what we were supposed to do before, we're in this predicament. And it's not to turn you away from the Lord. It's to say, man, we can fix this. We just got to remember you. That's all we got to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you had a bad father, but he wasn't really bad. Just, you was told he was bad and stuff like that. Now you got to be like, well, damn, who is he? I want to know him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the buster that my mom said he was. He ain't whoever my auntie or my whatever family member made me feel like he ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's what the church has done. The church has made God soft. So the fear of the Lord gotta be in your spirit to know, man, like, he will destroy me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just gonna turn my back on him. You know what I'm saying? If the Lord turned his back on you, it's the worst thing ever. You know what I'm saying? But who the hell are we to turn our back on the Most High? You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just what we're taught.
Right, and just to be piggyback off kind of what you said. You know what I'm saying? The same thing happened with my father. You know what I'm saying? My mom was like what you were saying. My mom was like tearing him down and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It turns out she left him because he had another wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then, if she knew the law, she was, what I'm saying? Basically, what I'm saying? Now that she knew the law.
Yeah, that is literally it.
It just, so I just wanted to throw that in there right quick.
Absolutely.
My pop was like, when I talked to him, he was like, yeah, I love your mom. And all that stuff. Ooh, she left me, she took you away from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The whole time, sitting there murder mouthing him the whole time. You know what I'm saying? He ain't this and he ain't that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The whole time is because he had a wife, which he wasn't wrong for what he did.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? I had something behind because our people don't know law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't know culture.
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest, we're really atheists out here. We're not anything. We're not Christian. We're none of these things. We don't believe in God. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? If we really believed in the God of the Bible, you would read it and you would see that. And just like you said, like, that's horrible that a family is destroyed off of something that wasn't even wrong. Like, that's like finding out 2 + 2 = 4, but they tell you the thing is 5 your whole life. You just wondering why your life is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the culture that we've been raised to give up. And it's something that simple is very destructive. As the brother just said, that's destructive to know that your father is a great person, but because the society won't let him be a man, your whole household is just flattened. You know what I'm saying? Now you're not even the nigga you would have been.
Right.
If you like, goddamn, if your son can grow up and be like, and not think it's strange. That's the main thing. It ain't about your son seeing you with more than one woman. It's about him knowing it's not strange. So you don't grow up and be like, I gotta be a player or a pimp or I gotta do stuff sneaky. A brother's supposed to grow up and know what he can and can't do. Otherwise, he just like, damn, I loved your mom, man. She just couldn't accept that I had this other woman. And damn, lo and behold, 50 years later, I find out I was good to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the life in this captivity. Keep going. I think it was at 8.
Verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, but thou hast scattered us,
right,
for reproach and a curse,
right,
and to be subject to payment according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're yet this day in our captivity, and that is why the white man cannot be an Israelite. It can't be, because they are not in captivity. We are absolutely in captivity. And if you lived 200 years ago, you were in captivity. If you lived 400 years ago, you were in captivity. It ain't nothing's changed for us. You know what I'm saying? If you lived 1,000 years ago, we was in a captivity. It ain't white. The white man ain't never suffered like this. And even the scriptures say that. I'm gonna jump from this. I'm gonna get one verse, and then we're gonna go to second Maccabees. Give me Daniel chapter 9 and verse 12, I believe. No, and the reason I'm reading these things is not to say it's always woe is me, but what happens to us now is more reason to love the brothers that were staunch for the law before us. You know what I'm saying? If you've never heard of these brothers, man, they are amazing. They are. I know before I got into truth, I read First and Second Maccabees, and I was blown away. I was like, wow, are you serious? They didn't tell us about this, man. These, and especially when you don't, a lot of people, they just read the Bible, they just read it. But damn, when you just read it, you get like you read Second Maccabees chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You be like, okay, I don't know what's about to happen. And when you get to that 6th chapter, it's like, brother, I was not ready for this. I was not ready for this. All right, go ahead and read that for me, though.
Book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 12. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil.
So the Lord, when he said, if you don't do this, this is going to happen to you, he wasn't playing. And Daniel's confirming, like, no, the Lord, he was serious. He said he'd bless us if we kept these laws. He said we would be the tail and not the head if we didn't keep them. And damn it, this is what it's like to be the tail. Oh man, we like it says in Ecclesiastes, I've seen a thing on earth. I've seen a servant on a horse like he the prince, and I seen princes walking upon the earth as servants. Like that it seemed we live in it. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta it's just like whenever they say like if you could go back in time, or if they brought George Washington back from the dead right now, boom, and he plopped right here, he would be like, well, these niggas is sitting in a room with no goddamn chains on. Like something going wrong. He'd be pull out his musket or whatever he had and be ready to kill. Like they are free range niggas in here. You know what I'm saying? But it would be just like that if you could see yourself. If someone from 2,000 years ago came when we was in our prime, they'd be like, "What the hell is this? Y'all teaching the Bible like this? What the law like this? People don't believe in the law. Like it would just blow your mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're dealing with right now. It's hard to believe that there was a time when Black people put supreme fear in our oppressor's heart, and not like Nat Turner revolts. I'm talking about when it was like, yeah, it's like we was running things, and it was like, yeah, we can't touch them, man. Like that is real.
Like when we were slaying lions and the bears with their hands.
Yeah.
Instead of taking down giants and stuff.
Damn right. Yes, exactly. Them Africans thought they was the bomb until David came through. It was like, man, this uncircumcised Philistine ain't a damn thing to me. I got the Most High with me. I sling, and then took this Hamite sword out and cut his head off. Like that is the type of. That's why they made the songs about David with his 10,000s, because we're hardcore, and we still are hardcore. We just have been stripped of our identity and taught to step away from our culture. So the Lord confirmed his words by what you see right happening to us right now. Just like we was talking last week, why brothers getting killed the way they get killed, because it's a confirmation of this book. Go ahead, keep reading.
Under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem.
Read that again.
For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
Like no other people have ever suffered like us. Under the whole heaven, under the sky, ain't nobody suffered like Jerusalem. Ain't nobody had their land pillaged and stripped from them the way it had with us. No one's ever been stripped. I mean, goddamn, you could watch Chinese movies right now where that whole Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that is garbage. That is impossible. But they believe in themselves like that. Like they can really just run on things that are gonna crush with weight, and they can really throw a sword like that. Yeah, maybe we could, but they can't. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't been stripped of their culture to think anything else.
Right. What they do show is on Dirty Harry, 15 niggas running up in a damn coffee shop, and Dirty Harry shooting down with a goddamn 6 shooters.
Right.
That's the type of shit they show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to show, you know what I'm saying, us in our glory. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They want to show just us, you know what I'm saying, and in the image of the scumbag.
Right, exactly.
You know what really what it is, they're the scumbag.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Fact, dead ass, you know what I'm saying? And that's why if anybody ever try to say the Irish went into slavery and all that kind of stuff, this verse right here is nope. It don't matter. It don't, even if every other place went into slavery under somebody, it don't match what we've suffered. And no one can say, there's no Asian person that's really, I think Jackie Chan had a movie called Who Am I? Long time ago, I'm old. But yeah, he lost his memory. And that's what it's been. We didn't lose our memory. We've been lobotomized. They done took away our ability to even think. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna read about brothers in the past that when they had the spirit that the UPK is giving brothers in this day, it's gotta be like this. You gotta know certain things about life to be the type of man you're supposed to be. Let's go to Baruch. Chapter, it's like that Baruch, 2nd Maccabees, chapter 6. If you understand reincarnation, your life is set. You ain't gotta, all you need to do in this life is serve the Lord. Like it says in Ecclesiastes 12:12 or 12:13, whole duty of man is keep the, fear the Lord to keep his commandments. If you understand reincarnation, that'll be your goal in life. All right, make that your goal in life. It don't mean ain't gonna be no hiccups, but just know that that's the point. I'm gonna come back. So anything you wanted in this life, you don't get it, goddamn it, you'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Just lead that right. Get a crown put on your head when it's all said and done. Focus on that. The kingdom when black people rule, first off, you ain't gonna remember this lifetime, but it's gonna be so much better. It's gonna be like, man, I couldn't imagine there was a time we wasn't in power. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead when you're ready.
Book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 1.
So we're gonna go all the way down, and we're gonna go all the way down in the next chapter. So story time. Go ahead.
Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers, and not to live after the laws of God.
So it's always been happening. It's always been some devil being commissioned to try to strip us of our culture. That's why, like I said, what's happened to us ain't never been done to any other place the way it's been done to Jerusalem. I ain't never seen black people try to tell Africans they ain't African. I ain't never, like you saw with Cardi B, she got all caught up on that picture she took. And the Hindu thing. And she over here apologizing for her life. Like, goddamn, man. Why she gotta be that way? Why she can't just be like, oh, my bad, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? That's because if we do something to them, they strike back. You know what I'm saying? But forever they've been like, yeah, these niggas, we're gonna have to fix that because they are a terror. You let them alone. You read that in Ezra, chapter 4. They was like, look, oh, we can't serve your God? Tell the king, yeah, go into the records. You'll see if you leave these people alone, they gonna stop paying you. They gonna start keeping their laws. They gonna separate from you. That's always been what's happening to us. We trying to serve our God and separate and live. Some damn heathens trying to get in our midst. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changed. And right here, you see it happen to Vogel. Keep going.
Verse 2. And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter, Salem, and to call it the temple of verse 2. And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter,
Olympius.
Like,
goddamn, man. Like, it's our thing, and they come in here, they just trying to make us change the name of something. Like, nah, nigga, this David's, this is the temple that Solomon built. We ain't gotta change that. Nah, name it Jupiter Olympus. Who the hell is Jupiter Olympus? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're gonna find out in a minute after we burn all of this stuff down. Then you'll know who Jupiter Olympus is. Like, we've always been attacked. That's why we gotta know that the Lord is with us, so that one can cause 1,000 to go over the flight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta serve our Lord, because we're always an attack is coming. Put it like that. You get pulled over, that's an attack. Be prepared. Get it ready to go before it happens, but fight for your life. If it go the wrong way, fight for your life. Do not surrender. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always an attack coming. Life is about war and nothing else. So you always got to be thinking, attack. This is attack. I'm going to defend myself. When it's all said and done, I ain't going out like no goddamn punk. All right, keep going.
And that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place.
So they said, and that in Gerizim, which is another place in which we was running, of Jupiter, the defender of strangers. So they wanted us to change that place and call it that. Jupiter, defender of strangers. How they defend strangers? They coming and taking over. They strange to us, but they call themselves defenders of strangers. Keep going.
Verse 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people. Verse 4. For the temple was filled with riot and reveling. For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places. And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful.
So basically, they turned that temple into Instagram. It was just everything that we would never approve of was happening, because they were coming in there like an army, you know what I'm saying, to destroy what we had going on. So that's why they can say, let's turn it into, let's call it this. You know what I'm saying? That's why they was even able to get in there the way they, because don't think of it was like in one day. It's just over time, this is what they're doing. They're turning a holy place into a place where you can have sex with prostitutes. And it's a horrible thing. Just think about living somewhere and you move. This ain't the same, but you live somewhere and you move and you come back and it ain't your house no more. Now they done turn that into a damn swap meet. It's just like, God damn. Or it stay boarded up and now it's prostitutes and crackheads coming out of it. And you like, what the hell? How did this happen? You know, that's what's happening to Jerusalem, to our city. Keep going. And if I may, brother, you know you look like Tamir Rice. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, what does brother look like to me? Woo. What's that, Christ?
If I may, what you said is so evident to me, right? Because when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying, I used to always be at my grandma's house. My grandma's house was just always a place where, you know what I'm saying, me and my little cousins could run around and say, she had a big backyard with all kind of fruit trees and all that. Back there making rubber band guns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all that. But my auntie, you know what I'm saying, got off dope. And she was in there. And then she turned that, you know what I'm saying, over time, that shit got turned into a straight up crack house.
Yeah.
Where it was just hella knots in there, you know what I'm saying? Like coming in and out, like to go through the kitchen, like in the living room, you gotta go through to get to the backyard, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go through the garage where they was all hanging out, smoking their dope, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever, you know what I'm saying, all kind of wickedness.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So we can play back there, go back and play back there. And just horrible.
Yeah, it'll blow your mind. And that come with the people in power did that. Even when you read in the Maccabees, it talks about how they said, look, let's make an agreement with these people. We'll turn this into a stadium. We'll wear the hat, the Greek hat, and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's the people in power that allow these things to happen. That's why you got to have the right people in power. That's why the Isupk is the home of the truth, defender of the faith. We're here for the widows and the fatherless. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you got to be that type of person. Like it says in, was it Jeremiah? Is it Jeremiah 14:2, the gangster of language? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because the leaders don't protect us, and that's how this can happen. If your leadership is corrupt, corruption is going to come in through. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like scriptures say, they're going to be like iron. It rusts over time. It sounds like, no, this is great. It's going to be good for black people, man. Y'all going to get free health care. You're going to get a monthly check from the government. Before you know it, they're acting like you're the problem. Like, wait a minute, y'all said y'all did this to help us. Man, y'all pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You know what I'm saying? But we own this city now. You know what I'm saying? Basically, this is it's gentrification, but what is that thing with a eminent domain? It's pretty much what they was pulling on us. It's like, yeah, so you see this paper? This means that you got 40 days to go. That's how they took America. They was like, they said, look, we're gonna set up a treaty with you Native Americans so that we can build our railroads through your spiritual place. And we would be like, nah, y'all ain't got nothing to offer us. Well, it's gonna happen anyway. This is just really mouth service. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what has always happened, especially with the Caucasian. Our oppressor, he is the absolute devil. He is the devil that the Bible has always been talking about.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going on what we're talking.
Verse 5. The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbideth.
Pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, tuna, I think bass, I'm not sure which one, but it's just things that we ain't supposed to eat. Damn, what they eat escargot, they eat snails.
You said bass?
One of them, I'm not sure, is either trout or bass. Yeah, tuna for sure. One of them fish ain't got no scales, but it's common. Now, I know tuna's big, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of them. I don't know if it's bass. Bass. Okay, no. Whichever one, when you open it up, ain't got no rib cage. I knew it was one of the big ones.
Yeah, bass got scales.
What about trout?
Trout got scales.
Sterling.
Sterling fish. Yeah, it's one of them famous ones that is common to get. What's that? Yeah, well, for sure. That's even better. Catfish. That's perfect. Because everybody love catfish, but it ain't got no scales. You know what I'm saying? So they just filling the altar up with. It's pretty much like how when the sheet came down with all of the four-legged beasts. This is what they actually did. You know what I'm saying? They was actually profaning our stuff, knowing we can't get down like this. Put that there. Make that good.
So, like, if I may, do you think was it intentional, like, to disrespect them in a way? Because I just remember hearing about some Edomites and they went over to Iraq and they were going to war with the Arabs. They said they were going to dip their bullets in pig's blood because when they shoot the Arabs, they can't go into the heaven.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you're going to mess them in.
Culture, and then they try to desecrate the culture. So
it's psychological.
Yeah, they didn't care about shrimp that much. They said,
yeah, it's like that. It's like that. It's just like when you're reading Judah, when he was running it down, like, this is these people. They can't. This is what they can't do. If they not keeping their law, you can get them. But if they keeping their law, we should leave them alone, or else everybody gonna know we failed against them. It's them know, like, everybody know what we can't do. We the only people that don't know we can't do. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's why you get some certain types of meat. It'll be turkey, right? But it'll be wrapped up in pig casing. Like, they just know it's that apple cedar type of meat. You just read the back, be like, all right, yeah, nah, poor case. They know how to just, oh, come, yeah, no, it's turkey. I promise you, it's turkey. What's the case? Pork.
Right.
Like, I can't eat that, man. And it's just like you said, that they dip that thing in the bullets in the pig's blood because they radical, stupid about it. He's like, oh, Allah Akbar, I can't go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? But it's just knowing how to get somebody. You know what I'm saying? Psychological warfare. And then, if I may add, it's also physical because that altar is destroyed now.
Right.
Like you can put it once it touched it, we're gonna knock that down, man. We're gonna have to get you the hell out of here, but we're gonna have to knock this altar down because I can't use it no more. It had the damn pig on it, man. This is holy. You can't unholy it. Once it's unholy, it ain't holy no more. So yeah, it's all intentional. You know what I'm saying? And eventually over time, you're just gonna be like, I can't fight it, you know what I'm saying? It's a losing battle. Keep going.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
It's just like with your body is a temple.
Right.
You know, their goal is to destroy us. That's why it's important for us to read our food packages and stuff like that because when it's stuff like enzymes, glycerins, and stuff like that, you got to be careful what you put into your body. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to say?
Nah, you said what I was about to say. That's how they try to destroy our body. They try to sleep the pork.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all the other, they make it lobster damn delicacy.
Yeah.
Goddamn squirrel.
Right.
In the water.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You eating a garbage.
Right.
It's for the water. It's to clean the water, and they make it food. And you hear it in the music, lobster and shrimp. You know what I'm saying? You grow up thinking, yeah, baby, take a red lobster. Like, just go to the back to the dumpster.
Starting to find that the general was just going over how oysters and stuff have feces in it. You know what I'm saying? And they say that they're filter feeders. You know what I'm saying? They filter the water.
Yeah.
So the
Big ass barnacles.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the Most High know we can't swim to the bottom of the ocean with a broom,
Right.
pick it up.
Right.
So he created these animals to clean the earth, man, to filter the earth and eat parasites like crabs and shrimp and stuff. And pigs eat all the garbage and dead animals on the land, and roaches and stuff. We're not supposed to eat them. They're not wrong animals. They're just wrong for us to eat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You can have a pig as a pet. Just don't eat that thing.
You know what I'm saying? Eating the garbage.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Good, and you know what I'm saying? Good clean. You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everything has a purpose.
Damn right. Go ahead, keep going.
Verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
These some hard times, man. You can't even, god damn, man. You can't even say who you are. Like, that's death. That's death when you can't just be like, this is who I am. Damn. Go ahead.
That is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's the exact same that I'm going to keep.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But just hearing that right here, and I never read that scripture or heard that scripture, man. But considering that and knowing how that goes in sense of what, you know what I'm saying, how our people don't know who they are right now, you know what I'm saying? You know it's just not a coincidence.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know that this is dear to us.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely done to us.
Damn right. Strategic as hell.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat the sacrifices.
Like they was dragged in there. Like it was like court order to come on the king's birth. What would you say the king's birth is?
I don't know what's that, sir.
Birthday. This is birthday. That's all. That's why we don't celebrate birthdays, because it's idol worship. It's making yourself a god or something like that. And on this king's birthday or the king's birth, every month, our people were brought with bitter constraint. Like I said, they had to force us to come, because it's two things. First off, we know they want us to eat food that's unlawful, and we don't worship no man like that. So it's like, man, this is totally against it. We already told you, say you a Jew. Say you a Jew. And you right there, he did. You know what I'm saying? Like it was horrible times, but it don't feel no different now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't different. This is just as bad as it was then. It is now.
So like, what I'm making a perfect example is a few months ago, Nick Cannon, Deshaun Jackson, any brother that came out that said they were Israelite, they were destroyed. It's unlawful in America for black people, Hispanic people,
castrated them. Castrated them. You know what I'm saying? Had a man. I mean, damn, had the man concede his culture on on the web. Like, teach me.
Go ahead. If it wasn't so true, why would they go so ham on it? You know what I'm saying? Why would they go so ham on it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't saying nothing big. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And people trying to say they're African, nobody going crazy about that. People trying to say they're this and that, nobody going crazy about that. But as soon as a brother say we are real Jews, he get his whole career ended. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that just goes to show why you should be separated. Somebody else should be in your career. If your career end in the white league, you should have a black league you can come back to. Like, damn, I thought I could make it there. I'm sweating. You ain't the first person to think he needs to play in Major League Baseball. Negro League still here, brother. You know what I'm saying? But because everything we do ultimately is destroyed, that's why Nick Cannon is assed out. That's why Steve Harvey gotta not give a damn about slavery. Because everybody's just trying to say they own ass and they don't have anything to go to if they can't see. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, keep going.
When the Feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus, carrying ivy.
So, they carrying a little Ivy League. That's where you get that Ivy leaves and shit. But it's basically just something they use to reference, like we're coming here to worship. Just like everybody getting Christmas trees. It's like you just have to look up what an ivy is and stuff like that. Go ahead.
So, is it wrong to have like ivy in front of the house?
No, if it's planted in your yard.
He says, what?
Yeah, it's ivy. Like, I don't think it's like poison ivy, but just like an ivy. 1 second.
Yeah.
It's just a plant that they were bringing the plant in. It's just a plant. You just coming in with a little ivy leaf. It's representing that you're here. I would want to go so far, but I don't want to go that far. But like, how you know how they wear them plants on their head and shit like that? It's just representative of you coming to worship Bacchus.
Yeah, I seen they keep the ivy like in a circle.
Something like that.
They have it hanging on their door.
Yeah, it's something spiritual for their culture. You know what I'm saying? But because they're forcing us to participate, we gotta participate.
Go. When I was younger, I got into a lot of trouble. I got sent to Boys Republic down Southern California, and it was like around Christmas time. They used to make us make the Christmas wreaths and sell them.
Right.
They got and they used to make a lot of money off them Christmas.
Straight up.
Like we was literally slaves and we was kids.
Yeah. It's like all them little fundraiser things they have us do kids. Like, why am I selling this chocolate to strangers, man, for a quilt? But whatever. But all it is just that because they done already. It's like taking somebody, enslaving them in a sense. Tell them, all right, you about to go and fight in this arena with these lions. They put a spear in your hand. Everybody get a spear. It's like that. It's like you come in to worship Bacchus or the Kingsburg, take this ivy leaf with you. You go in there, bow, you look the part. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
Yeah, dressed the way these Greeks was dressing, and they had to partake in their fasting. I mean, like if you saw, keep reading.
Verse 9. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery.
Like when that went out, you just like, man, we ain't got no chance, man. Like we don't have, this is it, bro. And that's American life. If you can't pledge enough allegiance to the flag of the United States for which it stands, all that, you'll still get shot. You can't bleach your skin enough to not get shot by a police officer. You're hated here. And that's what was happening this time. The decree went out like that. You couldn't eat that because all our fashion tells who we are. When the brother got fringes, it's letting you know, like, I'm a priest, or I keep the law, however he was wearing it. But it was everything we did was like, it told something about us. And they were stripping us of all of that. And when you can understand that, like you're saying, then might a man have seen the present misery. If you could understand that, then you could understand what's happening to us now. Like, it's horrible. But this type of thing is like, your eyes got to get opened up to it. You're just like, oh, damn, man. Oh, snap. Now it make more sense. Like, this ain't new. This ain't just this lifetime. It's always been like this. You know what I'm saying? We rock the shield, right? And then let them see it. They be like, isn't that Jewish? I don't think you should be wearing that. You know, so like, this ain't y'all. So, you know what I'm saying?
It's almost said that to me today. I was running around trying to find some candles for my menorah. I walked in the store, she looked at me up and down. I was like, you know you're not a Jew, right?
Right.
She just kept lit.
All right.
Okay, he ain't one of them ones I can play.
Exactly. The shield is heavy in itself because a lot of fake Israelites, they don't deal with it. You know, they call it a pomegranate, or they'll demonize it and say it's a star. And we just go to the scriptures, show you it ain't a damn star and all that stuff. But this shield, the UPK in itself is just ultra masculine. It's just ultra everything right. You know what I'm saying? So when you rock the shield, everybody know you ain't a purple homo. Everybody know you ain't with them other fake camps, so I don't even want to give any more praise to. You know what I'm saying? They just know it because it's a lot of strength. It's a lot of strength in having the courage to rock your culture, especially when you're reading about times when we was getting put to death for just being us. Now you gotta be you. Back then, man, they wouldn't let me be. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 10. For there were 2 women brought who had circumcised their children, who when they had openly led around about the city, the babies hanging at their breasts, they cast them down headlong from the wall.
These sisters circumcised their children because that was something they wouldn't let us do that. That's a black thing. It's a Latin Native American thing. They ain't white to do circumcision, but they was like, yeah, these women did that, hung the hat, and then they threw them over. They was hanging the baby, you know what I'm saying, around their neck, the damn, you know what I'm saying, just in a horrible state. Like, they just wanted to beat them. They just wanted to do one thing: snip the foreskin of the child's penis. For what reason? Because it represents our covenant with Abraham, with the Most High. He said, do this. You know what I'm saying? Them sisters got tossed headlong. You know what I'm saying? What did it say? From the wall? From the wall. You know what I'm saying? They got put to death for circumcising their children. Keep going.
Verse 11. And others that had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day secretly, being discovered to Philip, were all burnt together.
Good night. Ain't that like, don't that sound like how back in slave times in this captivity where we over here trying to read the Bible, you know, and cut your tongue off. But we had to go to secret places just to do it. Like, that's just, I think about it sometimes. I'm like, this little boy, he knows how to read. He got to read to his parents because his parents was at a time where the boys, they couldn't read. So fortunately, this one could read a little bit, but that Bible, man, they're secretly hiding just to keep the damn Sabbath. And now you can't put a pistol at a brother's face to observe the Sabbath. Like, I'm not trying to kill you. I'm just trying to tell you this is your culture. You could go about your day, but today is the Sabbath. Understand that. Like, they was burning them alive. Go ahead, keep reading. It's a long one. Man, I'm not gonna get through. I gotta stop talking. Let's go.
Because they made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day. Verse 12.
Man.
Now I beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the Lord is just to show you that how the Lord is chastising us. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Lord, the thing about the Most High, he not your buddy. He like, I don't give a damn if all of this is happening. You better keep this damn law. I gave it to you. It's the thing that's binding us together, especially at this time. It's before Christ. You couldn't just do what you wanted to do because all of the horrible things was happening. You had to get strength from this. Like, man, they killing us for circumcising our kids. They killing us for being who we are. It's like saying it'd be like you couldn't say you was black. And you kind of can't, right? On job applications, you put black on there, and then you don't get the job. You put white, they meet you. Oh, I thought you were white. Yeah, I want the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. That's what they made all of the housing laws and all of that, credit score stuff, man. It's really just to dog us down so that you can't get what you need. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with. It don't matter. It's based on that credit score. I'm pretty sure you're black. You know what I'm saying? You got a 400, 500 credit score. Yeah, you're a nigga. You got 700, 800. Yeah, you white. My credit was messed up by my parents. Like, god damn. Like, I mean, damn. I'm ready to live, and I'm looking at shit. I don't know how to get this thing better, man. This is rough, but it just tell people who you are because of your suffering. You know what I'm saying? And back in this time, man, it was horrible. Keep reading.
Verse 13. For it is a token of his great goodness. When wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished.
Read that again.
Okay. Verse 13. For it is a token of his great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished.
You know what I'm saying? It's good when people that are evil get put to death. You know what I'm saying? The only reason the Lord is keeping the white man in power this long is just to do him like he did Pharaoh. That's all it is. It ain't because the white man is great and he deserves to live, but the ones of our nation, like the TD Jakes, but let me keep this thought to myself. All right, keep going.
Verse 14. Verse 14. For not as with our nations.
Slide, read that one more time.
For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they come to the fullness of their sins. So dealeth he with us.
Like, that's what other nations do. They get to just blow up and get their head blown up and be who they know. God bless America and no one else. Because the Lord, he wants their wickedness to just be like, I can keep flipping the paper on all the horrible things. I can just keep going. With us, he's just like, nah, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't get away with this. You know what I'm saying?
And what is forbearance?
Where was forthwith? Oh, okay. Patiently forbear. Let me read it all. For not as with other nations, meaning how he deals with us is not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish. If you forbear something, I believe forbear. It's not like, I know you know.
Like it's putting something on.
Yeah, I know it's that. Is that's us? No, I see what you're saying. No, it's just a dictionary word, but like you said, it's something you put off. But I'm gonna get it real quick. Boom.
They are getting
Right.
Forbearance, so like
Go ahead.
forbearance, the action of refraining from exercising a legal right, especially enforcing the payment of a debt.
Right. Yeah. So he holding it off. So other nations, they get to become the Ming Dynasty or the fourth kingdom of Imhotep and all that kind of stuff. He let them build up to tear them down. But with us, the Lord said, if you don't keep these laws, this is going to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Because we the only people that actually have a God that gives a damn about us. Everybody else is just living by their own terms and stuff like that. So he let them do what they need to do to tear them down, ultimately. But we're as a people, we're supposed to be above them at all times. We never supposed to be beneath white people. Mentally, physically, in all aspects, we're all supposed to carry ourselves like that. Like, you're beneath me. I could be polite, but you're still beneath me. And you're supposed to mentally think like that. You're never supposed to be like Terry Crews, where you just like, you're not supposed to think good things about white people. Same way they don't never think anything good about you. But they ain't got no reason to think that way. We are royalty. They're not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to mentally know that at all times. Keep going.
Verse 15. Lest that, being come to the height of sin, afterward he should take vengeance of us.
So if the Lord just let us keep going, that's why even when you read the New Testament, it says shorten the time. Because if you don't, none of us are going to get a chance. You know what I'm saying? He's quick to deal with us. Otherwise, he would have to take vengeance on us and we wouldn't make it. And you can't. The Lord is, nothing he says comes back against him. He said in Malachi 3:6, the seed of Jacob is the way it is because the Lord don't change. That's why we're not consumed. You know, so the Lord is always going to make a way for us to get back with him. You know what I'm saying? But that's mercy from him. Keep going.
Verse 16. And therefore he never withdraw his mercy from us.
Mm-hmm.
And though he punished with adversity, yet does he never forsake his people.
Yeah, we suffer, but he ain't never going to give up on us. Keep going.
Verse 17. But let this that we have spoken be for a warning unto us. And now we will come to the declaring of the matter
In a few words.
So
all of that was just a preface for what's about to be read. And it's pretty much all we're going to get a chance to get to. But the main thing you want to get from what happened to this brother Eleazar is there's no excuse to turn your back on your people.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what brotherhood is, not turning your back on your brother because of a situation. A situation for a heathen is, yeah, he did it. Now take these cuffs off me. But for us is, I'll die with him. That's my brother. I'm not going to sell him out so I can breathe another day. If he's going to suffer for this, then I'm going to suffer for this. And this brother Eleazar, he was, I'm probably saying his name wrong. Eleazar, something like that. Eleazar, that's how you say it. You know what I'm saying? This older gentleman, like, he was amazing on his day to prove his brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh.
Something very simple. This older man, scribe, which means he knows the law, brother, good-looking brother, was constrained to open his mouth and just eat pork. That's a ham sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Nothing heavy. Go ahead.
They made him
They were trying to force him.
I tried,
They was constraining him, like they was giving him every reason why he better do it if he don't want to die. Keep going.
Verse 19. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spitted forth he came of his own accord to the torment.
So they was forcing his mouth, he spit that thing out. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't handle that. Like, what the hell? It's simple to you, but think about it. If you ever accidentally eat something that you find out is pork, you just to know that the juice was in your mouth. Like that's and his brother was like, yeah, I'm not about to go out, I'm not like no sucker. And spit that thing out. He was like, what you got for me now? You know what I'm saying? Keep going. 20.
Verse 20. As it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things.
Mm-hmm. So it was behove is when it's in your best interest, if I'm not mistaken. That is a nope, let me get that proper definition. Thought it meant that, but I'm wrong. Behoove means it is a duty or responsibility for someone to do something. It is incumbent upon. So he basically is saying that what he did is what you should do in that situation. You know what I'm saying? But he, as it behooved them to come, keep reading.
Come. That are resolute to stand out against such things.
Mm-hmm.
As are not lawful for love of life to be tasted.
You know what I'm saying? Like your life that pork can't be more important. Your life gotta be more important. Can't be more important than keeping the law. So right now, eating this pig will save you, not if you about this life. If you about this life, to hell with being saved. I'm going to do the exact opposite of what they want me to do and suffer whatever comes with that because I live this life for this moment. Keeping the law is about when the moment comes for you to have to prove yourself, you can prove that you didn't just waste your life. And you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to waste your life. That's what all Christianity has been. It's just been a waste of our lives because we believe in what we believe in, and then your son is still getting shot, killed in the street. You know what I'm saying? You fought for America and his army. I spent 30 years on the force, and yeah, you still a nigga. And you gonna get pulled out that car like everyone else. They'll find out you the police chief later. Right now, you black. You know what I'm saying?
So like if I may really quickly, one thing that always stands out to me when we hear stories like this, the other one with the woman and her sons, is that if you were watching a movie and there was a character in it that just had that integrity, not to do what they wanted him to do, was willing to die for it, like that's the one they remember.
Right.
Eleazar's name is in this book because he was remembered. What's the flip side of that? There was 100 other niggas that ate that pork that day. They didn't get remembered. Yeah, right. So now we're here to say, which brother do you want to be? Yeah, right. You want to be the one that stands up and is going to be remembered for not smoking weed, right, for not dealing with whores, right, not dealing with other nations, eat shrimp, crab, pork, or you want to be with the other 1,000 brothers that go along with this nation.
Right. Because you become the influence.
Right.
You'll lead a life that becomes like his life is, an example on what you're supposed to do. Instead of being those unnamed brothers that just was like, it's easier just to live. I can't go home like that. I can't leave. I'd rather come home missing a foot. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather come home missing a foot because I didn't eat the pig. And in a time like this that we're reading about, your wife will respect it. In these days, she'd be like, you dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? But if she got the right mind, you know what I'm saying? And not like what Joe called his wife, like one of the foolish women. You know what I'm saying? She'd be like, yeah, that was worth it. To another nigga, it's like, that was dumb, man. I just smack on that goddamn pork chop and get about my day. Man. But I ain't like you then. Because I ain't about to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because Manager Junior Hunter ain't raised none of us to do that either. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 21. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintances that they had with the men, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use. and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king.
You know what I'm saying? Wow, that is like they liked Eleazar. Eleazar wasn't like he wasn't somebody that the white people didn't like. It was like, man, you come on, bro. Come on. It's like it'll be like Jesus Christ with Pontius Pilate. Like, damn, come on, bro. Like, I ain't nothing wrong with you, man. Look, this is all we need. Look, all right. You don't need swine. You spit the swine out. We get it. Just bring chicken. Bring some chicken. Bring some damn chicken, or turkey ham. You know that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Just bring some meat that look the same consistency as the pork that we got right here, and eat it in front of everybody right here. Why is that so important for him to do this thing in front of everybody if it's really just about eating the pork? Why do you think? Yes, exactly why. Because he's of such a stature. They're like, man, come on, if you do it, everybody else will do it. He's like, I'm not even gonna front like I do it. You know what I'm saying? Or at least that's what they try to get. I'm probably reading ahead just because I remember the story. Keep going.
Verse 22. And in so doing, he might be delivered from death.
Mm-hmm.
And for the old friendship with them find favor.
So, like I said, this ain't something that just happened overnight. This is doing business with white people, but really their intent being to take over everything. So that's the reason they was able to pollute the temple, put all the profane food on it, have the whores in there, because over time, we naturally was like, well, shit, we got to do business with them. It's all said and done. Let's just keep it kosher in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So now it got to the point where they like, look, we go back, man. I know you. You know what I'm saying? I remember when your kid was that. Look, I just need you to do it, man. If you do it, everything else will be good. And that's the situation that's right here. It's not to lose my place. Just do it, because otherwise, I gotta put you to death. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do this, I gotta kill you. So he's just like I said, just put what you'll eat here so you don't die. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 23. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age, and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head.
You understand?
Whereunto he was come, and this most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by God. Therefore, he answered accordingly, and willed them straightway to send him to the grave.
Nigga, that is a heavy verse right there. Like, he running over his whole life. And the heaviest part about it, he was like, it ain't even about the fact that I was raised this way. It's the fact that it's the holy law given to us by the Most High. He's like, yeah, I lived my whole life like this. And yeah, but really, I think that I had an opportunity to live my life like this. So you might as well just kill me. Like, this was just poetic as hell. But it's like, God, yeah. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And he had it. And it's here. And we can read it and hear it. You understand? Keep going.
Come, verse 24. For it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being fourscore years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion.
So he's thinking about the youth. Yeah, 90-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking about the youngsters. Like, I don't want them to ever look back and be like, Eleazar was a sellout. He did all that, and in the end of his life, he just gave up the ghost, you know what I'm saying? Like a punk, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want, like, that's how you know it's black folks. Like, it's just like, come on, man, that my pride and my integrity is so important, and I am not about to give it up to live, because this is my moment. This is my damn moment. I'm not about to waste it. And then have some kid start making a saying about me. Eleazar the coward. He was like, I ain't gonna let the kids call me a coward. They'll be like, yeah, he was a real nigga. Yeah. He wanted to be a real nigga, and that was his moment, and he was ready. And he said he didn't want them to think that as a 90-year-old man that he went to a strange religion. So, you know, all this time he done lived, and then he got old and gave up. It was like, now he eating pork. Now he's sleeping with white women. Now he doing every other thing, you know what I'm saying? Worshiping other gods. He didn't want that for the children because he knew he was an example. Keep going.
Verse 25. And so they, through my hypocrisy, and desire to live a little time and a moment longer, should be deceived by me. And I get a stain to my old age, and make it abominable.
He didn't want to wait them 90 years. He didn't get all the way there just to get to the end. And man, yeah, all of that teaching, all that living, and you gave up in a moment. Damn. Oh, it's a pork. Damn, you was really just gonna fake like you ate pork, and you know that's gonna mess up. Like he thought about his people. That's the type of brotherhood that preachers don't have. They care about their damn stomachs. They care about their pockets. They care about their immediate family. They don't care about their nation. And you gotta know who the hell your nation is. If you don't know who your people are, you don't know who you should be giving a damn about. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, nah, I can't do this. I gotta, like Trick say, Trick love the kids. Oh, he love the kids, man. He gonna make sure they don't ever stain his name and say that. Just do it your whole life, but when you get old, you turn away. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 26. But though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead.
So this is whole speech right here. I done stopped it, but this is a whole badass speech right here, man. He's like, look, I might be good for now, but the Lord gonna deal with me here and when I die. Because he understand he gonna get judged. He gonna have to come back. And you know this brother came back good. His story is in this damn book. He came back good in life. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to think about. Think about, how am I going to come back in my next life? Do I want to come back knowing that I got judged for that thing I did at the end of my life? When I lived an excellent life. And then at the end, I did the thing that I shouldn't have done. And I come back as a bum that don't know who the hell he is. You know what I'm saying? And will never know who he is. You know what I'm saying? Or do I want to come back, man, a general in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, a young man in the UPK? You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't know what his next life is going to be, just like we didn't know. Who knows how wonderful we were in our last life? To think that we had to go through so much of this life to finally get into the truth. But it still says something about what we did the last time we was here. You know what I'm saying? Because we tell people to come in here every day of the week and they do not come. But we're here. So it says something about us. You know what I'm saying? We should, get the Most High. It's not a light thing because this ain't no damn religious group, man. We're not Christians, man. We're not Bible thumpers. We brothers that believe in the God that created heaven and earth. That's it. And he gave us a place to come to, and we serve him here. That's about it. Keep going.
Verse 27. Wherefore now, manfully changing his life, I will show myself such an one as my age requires.
So he's like, I'm gonna prove myself to be an OG. Watch me do it right now. Keep going.
Verse 28. To leave a notable example to such as be young, to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws.
Damn right.
And when he had said those words, immediately he went to the torment.
Go ahead.
Verse 29. They that led him, changing the good will, they bear him a little before into hatred.
Like, come on, man. Like they was talking all this old friend talk. Look, just do this so that it looks like you're this way. But the minute he made that powerful speech and said how he doing this for the kids and he don't give a damn what's about to happen to him, he want to leave a good example for the people that come up after him. Then it went from, okay, now you just a nigga. That's all it became. Okay, you're not who we thought you were. It's a saying. It's like that for. That's why the scriptures say, "Trust not thine enemy." Never trust thine enemies. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how I ain't never seen iron rust that fast. That's how I rusted. It was shiny a second ago. Now that thing just corrupted. It's like a scene in Silent Hill. It just went from nice to just rusted iron and horror. You know what I'm saying? And that feeling of brotherhood, which is fake with them, it turned into hatred. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't black. That ain't we are the Ku Klux Klan murders black people in police uniforms and in Klan uniform. They'll have a swastika on their goddamn forehead right there, and a black man will still hug them. Come on, brother. Why you hate me? Why you hate me? You know what I'm saying? That ain't white people. White people, they act like they're your friend, and then the moment they can just beat themselves, they like, all right, I'm about to, yeah, let's get the pickup truck. Oh, okay. You bad, huh? You Michael Jackson bad. Well, I'm gonna show you I'm bad. And that's exactly what they did to this brother right here. Keep reading.
Because the aforesaid speeches proceeded as they thought from a desperate mind.
Let's read that one from the top.
Verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 30.
29.
29. Verse 29. They that led him, changing the goodwill, they bear him a little before into hatred. Because the aforesaid speeches proceeded as they thought from a desperate mind.
So they thought he was just in desperation when he said what he said. Like he's front. You know what I'm saying? So they just because they didn't like the way he said it, what he was saying, it was just like, all right, well, okay. Like that hatred just came over. That's a perpetual, because it's real. It's actual hatred. You can't just speak kindly of someone and then be ready to kill him in the next minute. You know what I'm saying? That ain't real love.
I mean, that, if I may, that just sounds like a Ku Klux Klan story. Yeah. Like they come to the door, like they know you as a slave, like you been working in my. Come on, Jeb, you worked in my barn for 20 years. You call you Uncle Bob, you know what I mean? But just do this for us, you know. I don't want to have to kill you, just like act like they love you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, man. You know, it's like you don't care about this now.
Yeah.
Word smooth as butter.
Damn right. And but N-word with drawn swords. It's like that, remember Life? When they was outside the barn and the dude was like, oh, no, we good, you good. And he put him in the cage and he's like, yeah. It's literally like that. It's like, oh, brother, where does this come from? And what happened to him is horrible. Keep going.
Verse 30. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that hath the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in body by suffering these things.
You skip a little bit.
I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten, but in soul am well content to suffer these things, because I fear him.
Read that last part.
I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten.
They beating the hell out of this 90-year-old man. What the hell is going on? How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? It's just like this sister in Brooklyn that had the police came in there and they think she had a bat and stuff like that. And because she had some mental issues, they gunned her down. But damn, man, this is before the gun. They beat a 90. Come on, how you do that? How you sit there and watch a man of that, and each hit is breaking something.
A nation of fierce countenance.
Damn right. Yes. Hey, that's good right. I mean, that's horrible. I can't get that even in my head to do that. But every strike was destroying his body. And they still did, but he was still a boss at the very end. Right. He said, even though I'm going through all these things, he said, but in soul I am well content to suffer these things because I fear him. Talking about not that devil that was, or them devils that was beating him, but the most high power. Like that's where the power is at. The power is believing in your power. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's like, man, that's some warrior stuff right there.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what I'm saying? You don't fear death and you don't fear pain.
Right.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You go through a beating, a stabbing.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Something horrible. you fear the one that can take away your soul.
I'm right.
You know what I'm saying? Your spirit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a warrior for that like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you go through that punishment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who was it? Jews Maccabees, their sons and stuff.
That's the next chapter.
No,
No, it's all good. We're not gonna get to it. You know, but it's that. I mean, anytime you receive death is horrible. I mean, you could be a youngster and suffer like this, but damn, if you live to be that old, man, you don't want to give it up in that moment. You know what I'm saying? You closer to the Lord at that point anyway. Don't fear him because you're gonna see him anyway. This is how you're gonna see him, man. You know, Christ, when you read in Revelations, Christ, he's the lamb that looks like what is it? I forgot which chapter of Revelations, but it talks about how this lamb that came before the Lord and it looks like it's been battered and beaten and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's how Christ came to the Most High. You know what I mean? You know, he raised out of the tomb, but he suffered, you know, in death. And this brother right here, he suffered before his death. You know what I'm saying? But when it was all said and done, he feared the one he was about to run into more than the one that was right in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. Right. Straight up. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation.
Like, that's a soldier right there. Like, that's brotherhood. I can't say another word for it. It's just that. That is, we would not have this without him. You know what I'm saying? He did something many years ago that we can read about today, and now we can scale ourselves on what he did. And he said, I didn't do it just for the young men, I did it for the nation. I did it for the men, the women, the babies, male, female. He did it for Israel. You know what I'm saying? And we can't, like I say, when I read this, I was just blown away. And matter of fact, let's get into the next chapter just a little bit. We got 15 minutes. Let's get a little bit into it. But that's a hell of a brother, you know what I'm saying, to be remembered. I always remember when I see that, when I know I'm in Maccabees, I always think about Eleazar. You know what I'm saying? It's another brother too that went underneath an elephant and stabbed him through, you know, just so that there's a lot of good stories in this Maccabees area. But damn, I almost kind of want to go to that one. It's a good stuff.
Time check is 8:45, so 15 something.
All right, yeah. I was gonna go to the next one, but we're gonna go to the elephant story real quick.
Chapter 8.
No, it's gonna be in First Maccabees. Just since we're a little bit pressed for time, let me get it. Yeah, First Maccabees chapter 6. It's another Eleazar. Okay. So like, yeah, I just want to get to this elephant part, but I want to read up to it. Will serve their father, howbeit served of them, seas got forth. God joined them and went to the king and said, let me see. Salakia. Okay, let's start at First Maccabees chapter 6, verse 17. This is just the different wars that Judas Maccabees was participating in. And ultimately, I just want to get down much further down, but I just wanted you to just see it. Like his brothers were just courageous, you know what I'm saying? And it's for this reason you got to have something to fight for. You know what I'm saying? And fight for your nation. Die for your nation. Don't live this life just trying to make it, to take care of your kids and I'll leave this for you when I go. That ain't life. That's survival. Live. That's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to have something to live and die for. And what better than for the laws in your nation? You know what I'm saying? Not just your immediate family. Keep going.
Look at First Maccabees chapter 6, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Now when
Lysias
knew that the king was dead,
and the Oceans had just died. Antiochus, had just died. Mm-hmm.
He set up Antiochus, his son, whom he had brought up, being young, to reign in his stead. And his name he called Eupator.
Eupator. Or Eupator, something like that.
Okay. Verse 18. By this time, they that were in the tower shut up the Israelites round about the sanctuary, and sought always their hurt,
mm-hmm.
and the strengthening of the heathen.
So all this is always some nation trying to get over on us, and at this point, they're surrounding us in and just trying to destroy us continually. Keep going.
Verse 19. Wherefore Judas, proposing to destroy them, called all the people together to besiege them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 20. So they came together and besieged them in the 150th year,
mm-hmm.
and he made mounts for shots against them and other engines.
So this is 150 years since Alexander the Greek started to hit reign and the generals that came after him. So this is the time of the Greeks. Keep going.
Verse 21. Howbeit, certain of them that were besieged got forth, unto whom some ungodly men of Israel joined themselves.
Go ahead.
Verse 22. And they went unto the king and said, How long will it be ere thou execute judgment and avenge our brethren?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 23. We have been willing to serve thy father, and to do as he would have us, and to obey his commandments.
So some of us, we didn't like Judas Maccabees fighting against our oppressor in that time. So they slipped away and went to the king, Eupator at that time, and said, look, we were serving your father. You know what I'm saying? We obeyed his commandments. Keep going.
Verse 24. For which cause they of our nation besieged the tower and are alienated from us. Moreover, as many of us as they could, light on they slew, and spoiled our inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 25. Neither have they stretched out their hand against us only, but also against all their borders. Verse 26. And behold, this day are they besieging the tower at Jerusalem, to take it. The sanctuary also and Bethshura have they fortified.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 27. Wherefore, if thou doest not prevent them quickly, they will do greater things than these. Neither shalt thou be able to rule them.
So that's a traitor. You know what I'm saying? He's telling them, like, this is what's happening. They are going to fight and beat y'all if y'all don't do something about this. Keep going.
Verse 28. Now when the king heard this, he was angry and gathered together all his friends,
mm-hmm.
and the captains of his army, and those that charged the horses, and those that had charge of the horses,
mm-hmm.
of the horse. Verse 29. There came also unto him from other kingdoms and from isles of the sea, band of hired soldiers.
So he got all his friends. These are all of the different nations that Eupator had under his control because of his father Antiochus. Keep going.
Verse 30. So that the number of his army was 100,000 footmen and 20,000 horsemen and 230 elephants exercised in battle.
You understand? These elephants was tanks back then. You know what I'm saying? They just stomp all over you. You know what I'm saying? And then you train it to know how to use his trunk.
Yeah, just exercise the battle. So the elephants been to war already.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what I'm saying? They actually knew what to do when it came to battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Trained in battle.
Like if I have a cold-blooded pit bull,
Exactly. Right.
Fight stop your ass.
Absolutely. It You see that elephant, you be like, damn, man, this is gonna be a day for us right here.
Right.
And they had 32 of them. Go ahead.
Verse 31. These went through Idumea and pitched against Bathsheba, which they assaulted many days, making engines of war. But they of Bathsheba came out and burned them with fire and fought valiantly. Verse 32. Upon this, Judah was removed from the tower and pitched in Zacharias, over against the king's camp.
Go ahead.
Verse 33. Then the king, rising very early, marched fiercely with the host toward Zacharias, where his armies made them ready to battle, and sounded the trumpets. Verse 34. And to the end they might provoke the elephants to fight, that showed them the blood of grapes and mulberries.
So I guess just seeing that infuriated it's like showing red to a bull or something like that for these elephants. Because like I said, they was trained in battle, so they was like, yeah, it stirs them up. Go ahead. So which is to say that they were more furious in this battle that's about to be spoken of than they would have been any other time. Keep going.
Verse 35. Moreover, they divided the beast among the armies, and for every elephant they appointed 1,000 men, armed with coats of mail, and with helmets of brass on their heads. And besides this, for every beast were ordained 500 horsemen of the best.
Like this. Come on, man. This is the Navy SEALs coming up against us, basically.
I just, if I may,
Go ahead.
I just want to believe like it's like Willie Mammoth.
It
This
is.
is just by, you know what I'm saying? Like as many as people as they putting on these elephants. They just said they had like how many men?
Well, it's not on them. They was beside
You said, yes, around.
So for every one elephant, it's thousands of men surrounding it, damn near like protection in the sense.
That's hell of men.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That was just 1,000 men with the
Did the best, the best of the best.
You know what I'm saying? So that probably just, the elephant probably huge.
It's like that movie 300. That's probably the best way to get the visual. It's just like waves of armies there for you to kill you. You know what I'm saying? And however they set themselves up in battle array, like that, the Lord got to be with you to get through this battle. Right. It almost seemed fantasy because how could so few go against so many? But that's why you got to know that your God actually works for you. You know what I'm saying? If you serve him right. And that's what we was going through at this time. Keep going.
Verse 36.
Yeah. It's coming. What you was talking about though. Keep going.
Verse 36. These were ready at every occasion, whatsoever the beast was, and whithersoever the beast went, they went also. Neither departed they from him. So
they was like security for the beast. Go ahead.
Verse 37. And upon the beast were there strong towers of wood, which covered every one of them, and were girt fast unto them with devices. There were also upon every one 32 strong men.
Nigga, it's 32 men on an elephant. And the elephant got geared to battle, man.
Come on, man. This elephant was hella big, man.
Yeah.
I think this is a mammoth. Because, like, come on, man, 32 men. Like, you went to the zoo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't that.
You know what I'm saying? 1 2 people on that elephant. Right. You know what I'm saying? They said, how many men? 32.
And they got gears of war on them.
You know what I'm saying? And it had the wood and stuff.
Yeah. This is wild, man. You would see this, and goddamn, man, you got to be looking at like.
Yeah.
And it's 32 of these.
Yeah.
So each one got 32 on it with the gears of war and the building structure on it and the thousands of men surrounding. Like it's unreal. What's going on right here is wild and crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let's I got a little bit more time. Let's go.
Oh my God. That fought upon them beside the Indian that ruled them. Verse 38.
So that shows you these East Indians was fighting against us. You know what I'm saying? With the Edomites at this time. Keep going.
Verse 38. As for the remnant of the horsemen, they set them on this side and that side at the two parts of the host, giving them signs what to do, and being harnessed all over amidst the ranks.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just talking about the order in which they set them up to be in a battle array. Keep going.
Verse 39. Now when the sun shone upon the shields of gold and brass, the mountains glistered therewith, and shined like lamps of fire.
My goodness.
Verse
Go
40.
ahead.
So part of the king's army being spread upon the high mountains, and part of the valleys below, they marched on safely and in order.
This was a wild thing to behold. Keep going.
Verse 41. Wherefore all that heard the noise of their multitude, and the marching of the company, and the rattling of the harness, were moved. For the army was very great and mighty.
You was scared the hell out of me. You heard how they sounded. Keep going.
Verse 42. Then Judas and his host drew near, and the king's army 600 men.
Go back up a little bit.
Then Judas and his host drew near, and entered into battle. And there were slain of the king's army 600 men. Verse 43.
So I did all this just to get here, but I just wanted to get the story a little bit. Go ahead.
Verse 43. Eleazar also, surnamed Severan, perceiving that one of the beasts, armed with royal harness, was higher than all the rest, and supposing that the king was upon him, verse 44, put himself in jeopardy to the end he might deliver his people and get him a perpetual name. Verse 45. Wherefore he ran upon him courageously through the midst of the battle, slain on the right hand and on the left, so that they were divided from him on both sides.
He was murking fools. Go ahead.
Verse 46. Which done, he crept under the elephant, and thrust him under and slew him, whereupon the elephant fell down upon him, and there he died.
Go ahead. Last
Verse
verse.
47. Howbeit the rest of the Jews, seeing the strength of the king, and the violence of his forces, turned away from him.
Like, it was crazy. That's just a wild battle right here. You know what I'm saying? But this brother got a name. Like, he killing people and even went underneath it.
And this is the elephant that was higher than the elephant. He was bigger than the elephant.
Yeah.
So he was large.
He was more glorious.
I want to say that.
So like, if I may though, like, this might be a question for Jeremiah on the breakdown, but I think a little understanding, like, the mammoth might go a little bit more realistic. I think he's just saying they had 32 elephants with one man on each 32 elephants. So 32 men. If you read it, you see what I'm saying? It sounds like it's saying, because it was 32 elephants, and then it says it was one for every 32 elephants. Like,
I got you.
you see what I'm saying?
I see what
That
you're
might be behind the breakdown.
Yeah,
I think it was just elephants, you know.
That's a good question.
But the other one I was gonna say, as far as the brother running through, these heathens, you just gotta think like LeBron James, man. Like, how many little Asian men could LeBron James beat in a basketball game? Him on 10 Asians. LeBron still could win that game. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, they got 20 people, but the cold brother would kill 20 of them. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, I mean, Eleazar it's a hell of a name. It wasn't the same one. First Eleazar was a scribe. This is just a brother in the army. But man, that's living and dying for your law. Like, for my people, I'll even sacrifice my life, all right? But just for time's sake, we'll conclude the class with that. You want to just read the security announcements? Then we'll be done.
ISUPK security announcements. Brother ISUPK under Commander General Johanna started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, people will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment, can be found in Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew, or Ma'asharah. 10% of any increase the Most High gives you. give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, a free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever sort of amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations will be the Passover, April 24th, 2021 in Houston, Texas.
Purim first. Purim is before that in February.
Purim, lots like that. All other numbers will be found on isupk.com. If any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf.
That's right.
So go ahead, you can just.
I might just meet to stand. We give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Individual, Amida Shabbat. I imagine. Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua
How about Shem Yahshua?
At the top, we give one courtesy salute to the sisters online and sisters in class tonight. Individual, Amida Shabbat. I imagine. Barak.
How about Shem Yahshua?
At the top, class dismissed.